Are you that one person that is having difficulties in shading the folds that are found on the clothes? If yes, then this video is for you. Yes, when I was starting up as an artist, I do have difficulties in drawing folds on the clothes. Yes, but with time I kept on practicing and practicing and practicing, and now I would say that I have a better idea or a better understanding on how you can do it. So let's dive in as we go together. So it's easier than you think. The first thing you are expected to do is to sketch out the lines that create the folds on the cloth. Yes, the major reason why you want to sketch it out is because when you are shading, we have two values, the light values and the dark values. So you want to know which areas of this fold possess light values and which areas of this fold possess dark values. Yes, so sketching the folds and which the pattern which they flow will help you determine the areas that possess these values before you could start shading. After I'm done with the sketching of the fold, I would love to start shading. Yes, and how do you go about shading? Yes, but first I want to advise before you go on shading, when you have a big area which you want to shade, I will advise that you divide it into part by part. Yes, so you divide it into smaller parts. You pick the first part, you work on it thoroughly and make sure you are done with it before you pick the second part and work on it thoroughly, then you are done with it. So you do this until you finish the shading. Yes, the reason why I'm saying you should pick it part by part is because if you are trying to shade everything in one time, you get confused easily, you get discouraged, and you get tired easily. But if you are picking it part by part, your work will go smoothly. So as I always said in my videos, I like to shade from the dark areas. Yes, and right now in between two folds there's a dark value there. Yes, a very dark value there, and I use Mary's charcoal pencil to place that dark value. After placing the dark value, I pick up my hard brush and use it to blend the areas together. And after I'm done blending the areas, I'll work on the dark values, the mid-tone values and the light values. So putting all these factors together, it will influence the drawing, and gradually, before you know, the effect of the cloth will begin to evolve. Also, if you accidentally overshade some areas, you can use kneaded eraser to lift up the excess charcoal in those areas. Yes, and I also use the mono zero eraser to add light values where they are. There are some of the edges of the cloth, it has a very thin light values. I use the mono zero eraser to place them there. And one thing you should know is that this process actually takes time. If not because the video is being forwarded so that you can enjoy it and you can sit and watch it, because it can take you more than hours, more than it takes time. It takes time. So don't think it's easier. It's never easy, but when you keep doing it, you find it easier, and you find joy in it, and you find fulfillment in it. So I'll advise you keep practicing. Don't let anybody to tell you you're not good enough. Tell yourself you're good enough and keep practicing. Also, if you're interested to know the tools or the materials which I use for this pencil portrait, you do well to check the link in the description below. Yes, there's a video which I made explaining and showing you guys the tools that I use for this work. So check them out and see for yourself and try and get them and put them into good use. In using this brush to shade the lines to get a straight lines, you have to tilt the brush horizontal to the paper, and also you have to use the flat side. And when you are shading using this brush, you are expected to use the tip of the brush to shade the line which you have drawn out, because if you are not using the tip of the brush, if you are using the side, honestly speaking, you won't get a perfect straight line. The lines will not run straight. It will have marks on the side. So to achieve this straight line, you have to tilt the brush to the horizontal. Then you need to use the tip of the brush to blend to get and achieve this straight line. Like I said earlier, for us to able to shade this cloth, we have to break it into part by part and work on each part individually. So that's exactly what I have done here. So this part that I am working on, I have broken it and I'm working on it, and I'm almost done working on it. So that's just the idea. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick it part by part and work on it. It will really help you to focus and concentrate when you are drawing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be drawing the curtain here, and I believe that with this video you are able to learn how to shade the human cloth. Yes, so I'll just summarize everything in 3 steps. I think step 1 is you create the sketches. Step 2 is you identify where your highlights, your mid-tone values and your dark values are. Then I'll advise you start shading from your dark values and move to your mid-tone values then before you shade your light values. Then step 3 is using your mono zero eraser or kneaded eraser to create highlights and to create um, values, light values on the cloth material. And I'm sure if you follow this step 100% you will be able to shade. So don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friend. Do have a nice day. Thank you for watching.